Yes. Breaker 19, breaker 19. I thank y'all for joining the Petty Ass Lump and Reggie podcast. This is what we do every day, especially on Tuesdays. Tuesdays is the Petty Ass podcast. Wednesday is the State of the Woman. Thursdays is Goons Talk, where we are right now. Goons Talk, giving our own narrative sincerely. Do you feel me? Do you feel what the lump is cooking? Yes, we got good topics today.
Weekends, man. Tell them what happened on the weekend.
Oh, I didn't get to it yet, Playboy. But if you look, won't you tell them what happened on the weekends?
You know what it is? The fire pit, where anything goes.
Whoosh.
Anything goes. What's anything?
And you know the other part.
What's anything?
Anything goes, man. You can be out there, man. BYOB, man. Bring your own smoke, bring your own drink, man. You know. Y'all feel like twerking and twerk, goddammit.
And
fellas, if you feel like two-stepping, then stand up and two-step, goddamn. Do what you gotta do, man.
Yes.
Just come ready to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Like twerking.
It's just a form of exercise.
That's only on the weekends, though.
Exactly.
That's only on the weekends because we get serious going on.
Richard Simmons called his sweating to the oldies. We're gonna call our sweating to the 2000s.
Oh, it's going. Well, we got the air on and stuff, but all the doors open and it's cooked. We having meals cooked today. Prepping for the weekend. We're prepping for fire pit talk.
That's
We prepping the food, so it's a little. We're
gonna get a little bit good.
Yes. Yeah, it's gonna get a little.
It's gonna simmer. It's gonna simmer.
All right, introduce yourself. Starting off over there. Let's introduce yourself.
All right, what's going on? My name is Howard Bay. Go by HB. Always a pleasure to be on this broadcast.
Hi, I'm Drea.
Oh, what?
Hi, I'm Drea. I'm sorry. You want me to talk up? I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's all right. That's Drea, y'all. And I'm Maisha. Maisha, the true Baltimorean. Hey, happy to be here.
It's your boy Yellow Minds in the house.
Yes. And me, the Lump Daddy. Do you know what that represents? Strong man.
Pettiness. That's what it represents.
I'm not as petty on the Goons Talk, man. I keep it real on Goons Talk.
We're going to keep it real tonight.
All right, so we got good topics today. I want to start off with this topic. Or do y'all want to start off with...
No.
You want to start off with my topic? You like this? Why when people come home and catch up with people that's been home for amount of years, they be so envy and jealous. And they be like, they be talking behind your back, but people keep on telling you that they talking. Oh man, they don't wish you well. They be, you know how when people be like, they don't wish you well. They be saying in subliminal messages, and they let
just came home, yeah.
No, when we come home and we catch up, they've been home for 20 years. We come home, we doing good, got a good. We start getting financially stability and all that, and then we shining, got no cars or something like that, or our credit's up to par, and then they like, I've been out here all these years, 20 years, fuck that nigga. I don't fuck with that nigga. And wish your fault.
Yeah,
so what's your downfall? I be catching little sidebars and people be, but I just brush off the negative because I know that's going to bring you down, and that's the whole goal, to take you back to the negative area to bring you down. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. So anybody want to touch on that first?
I want to touch on that first.
Everybody wants to touch on that.
I think a lot of people they wear a lot of masks and they put on a lot of fronts, and they want to look like they are doing well and have it all together. Then when you come home and you really doing it and you're disciplined and you're really putting your life together, it kind of makes them feel bad. So it's really that individual. Everybody's a work in progress, and instead of being happy, they kind of hate. So those are the people, when they really expose that part of themselves, you need to really just separate, because that's sad. That's really sad in my opinion. But yeah.
It's sad.
It is. It's really sad.
It's too prone from my perspective. It's like, when you look at it, we've been gone 20 plus years, right? So we had ample amount of time to put plans together, to analyze it, to break it down, and just go over our plan year in and year out. We may have more than one plan. So when we come out here, like she said, we disciplined, we humble. We already lost a chunk of our life, so we know the value of being out here.
Yeah.
Like it's like being in the joint when you go on lockup and you come back out. It's like, dang, you got, you know what I mean? You got there's new faces and all that trying, you know what I mean, get back to your status. So it's the same thing. It's like when you get out here, we more focused, we more vigilant, and we know we know the opportunity that we got in front of us. We're gonna take advantage of it, like getting our credit right. Like a lot of people they out here for 20 years messing up, drugging, not getting they life together.
Wasting time.
They're not building their character. We had time to develop our character, so we know what we want, and we're gonna come out here, hit the ground running. Now, we all face like we come home, dang, you only been on people hating on you. That's natural.
Mm-hmm.
So I brush it off. At the same time, I'm here to give you game. If you ain't gonna take it, then I gotta cut you off. But yeah, I experienced that. I've been home for 5 years now, and since I've been home 5 years, every year I accomplish something. Every year, from my tow truck to get my CDLs to everything. So it's like, and you know what I mean, having different cars, and people see that we just more motivated when we come here. And I look at it like, oh, they bluffing. Oh, man, let me show them how to. I mean, I'm really gonna show them, and that's just what it is. And the dudes that's gonna hate, you just know that. Especially the ones that you grew up with, or the ones that you know in your family. You're like, you know what? I can't rock with them no more. They ain't on my level no more. So that's why I only rock with people who I've been incarcerated.
Yeah. On your level. You're going to learn that a lot of people aren't on your level. Some people need you as motivation. Because they've wasted a lot of time. That's just the real deal of it all. You know, and we all can be guilty of it, but what you think, D-Round?
I'm gonna let the young lady speak before I go ahead.
They've been out here all this time and they ain't accomplished nothing. So they upset. You come home, you shining. They ain't got nothing.
They got nothing.
Nothing to show for it. Nothing.
No life insurance.
Nothing to show for nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing to show for nothing, you know?
That's your thought?
Mm-hmm.
Finish your thought?
Okay,
so I'm gonna build a little bit off of what AB said, right? I feel like, all right, I had some solid partners that came out before I did. They got out before I did, right? And their blueprint may not work for me exactly, but I learned from their efforts. I learned from their, not mistakes per se, but I learned from what they went through. So it will be easier for me to kind of gain ground when I come out, because I know, look, man, don't mess with them because they gonna check your credit, and you know you ain't got no credit. That's gonna push you back, and you know what I'm saying. These things that they went through, I don't have to go through because they communicated those things with me when I was calling while I was still in the joint, you know. And love is one of them. Like the things that he went through, some of the stuff I know that I don't have to go through that because I know how to avoid it, or I know how to get around it. Also, times are constantly changing.
Yeah.
So situations change in a matter of months. So what he may have endured, I may not have to endure that now because doors are open. So I learned something with the group of individuals that were locked up for like 40 plus years. They were the first people that were lifers that get out. They were called the Ungers. Right? They were under the Unger rules, right? Those guys got off and they set the ground because society thought that people that did long stretches of time were career criminals. They couldn't be anything else but criminals. When they got out there, maybe 2%, 1% of them may have got back in trouble. The rest of them
Flourish.
Flourish.
Yeah.
Them dudes are head of committees. They in this program. They sponsoring that. They doing this. They participating in that. And it kind of opened the door for the next people to say, well, man, these guys not so bad. These guys been locked down. We thought they were the worst of the worst. So now let's give the next crew, the guys that were juveniles that got 30 plus in, let's give them a shot.
Right.
And they got out there, and some of them are on work for City Hall, some of them are on board, some of them got pictures with the man.
Running programs.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they running programs. They're highly sought after for their life experiences. So when I come through, which is, I only been home 5 months, you know, and I'm fortunate enough to have a couple of jobs, a car, you know, I got my own place now. I'm moving right along.
Like that.
Yeah, but it was because of the hard work that the men that came before me had put down. So for a person to feel like, man, I went through this, and nah, bro, I congratulate you. It's because of what you went through to help me get to where I am, right? So those that hate, they just always got hate in their heart.
Yeah.
And it was a saying that a person can be a millionaire, but if you're a petty person, you're gonna be petty.
Yeah.
Even if you know what I'm saying, you gonna hate on what I'm doing, even though you're in a better situation, because that's just in your heart. That's just who you are. So that's the situation with that, right?
Yeah.
So dudes that's coming home that's getting on their feet, some of the obstacles that they don't have to go through is because of the people that got there before them, and that have jumped those hurdles or accomplished them goals.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it, right? And you know, at the end of the day, it's gonna always be somebody that don't like you, and that's some shit that they got going on with themselves. They ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
So keep living your life.
Yeah.
And I want to piggyback because I was one of the ones who came home. I was in the Sun, I was in the Baltimore Sun, and I was in the Washington Post. My first year home. I'm gonna bring the article. I was in both of them, and I sat down with Elijah Cummings. Now, me sitting down with Elijah Cummings was so paramount because it's like I used to write him letters when I was incarcerated. You know, he used to help a lot of guys out. You know, the institution used to label us anybody gang related. I'm on the tier 96 people. 80 of them gang members, you're gonna label me as a gang member. So you know, with that stigma, it's hard to, you know, the move in institutions, it's hard to do certain things, you know what I'm saying? And that follow you up time. So we used to write it, I wrote him, and he got that, you know, relinquished from my record. So by me coming home and having dinner with him, it was like me meeting the president, so to speak, because it's like, man, you helped, I let him know, man, how he helped us out. You know what I mean? We was incarcerated fighting those things because when it all boiled down to it, was all about a money situation. The more they said they had gang violence in the institution, the more money that institution was going to get. And they were just flagging everybody, but not understanding that stigma carries on.
Yeah.
That paperwork carries on. Because when I went out for parole, even though he got it out, he mentioned that. So I, you know, it's things like that. So I was honored, you know what I mean, to come home and to be around the brothers, like the Unger brothers. I've been it with a lot of them. And one thing is we call it a brotherhood of friends, whereas though they molded me, they helped me build my character. And they continue to do that now. So it's like, that's why I want to circle myself or put myself in a circle around them out here. Because it keep you, like you say, it keep you grounded and keep you, you know what I'm saying, staying focused. So yeah.
Oh man, I gotta piggyback. I wrote Elijah Cummings. You just was blessed. I didn't get no good feedback, and I was actually innocent. Now I had that stigma on me for they called it an STG.
Yeah.
They don't know what gang you in, but they're going to label you as something.
That's something, right?
Because you could carry it by yourself without being religious.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm Muslim. I'm Sunni. So we was STG also. They carry us. They don't say it out loud, but they carry us the same way they carry everybody else.
I never knew y'all was labeled as
absolutely, bro.
Oh, yeah.
All was the same way.
Listen, more signs, and that's Islam.
No other religious groups have officers in your service standing around like they own God. Yep. They don't do that to the church.
Okay. Hold up. I just touched them. I just threw that out there. I didn't even know y'all got stigmatized like that. I just thought I was this you know what they said? I was a gang of CBS.
Calhoun.
CBS.
Y'all don't even know what y'all talking about.
CBS.
Right. That's not even that's a neighborhood. That's 3 different streets.
3 different streets.
Hold up. See, y'all just even from that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They just do that out there and so I can't go to family day and stuff like that. I can't get on good visits. I was like,
no gang, no job.
I wrote Elijah Cummings.
I was right.
Oh, sorry, brother. You got to write up headquarters. I can't help you.
You ain't gonna solve that man down now.
This is true facts. I got paperwork, black and white. Now, not only did I write him on that, I wrote him on getting sent back to jail when I was innocent about swallowing some contraband. Knowing I don't do none of that stuff. I don't go in that booth and do all that stuff. No, that ain't my ski-lo. So I don't know what you talking about. I said I don't know what the hell you talking about. That's a curse word. What the hell you talking about? I don't know what you talking about. So that I beat everything. They ain't find no contraband or nothing, but you ain't supposed to say hell.
So they get you disrespected. Still
Disobeying on order.
Direct order.
So, and this because somebody lied on the ticket.
And they gonna honor that.
An officer lied on the ticket, and I took it all the way to the hearing. To the IGO. Yeah, took it all the way, and they still Elijah Cummings. This is what happened. I beat everything, but they caused me not to go for parole. 2 more years. Innocent.
That's
2 more years.
You were still cooking, bro.
I was cooking them hookups.
God had planned for you. You were still cooking. You wasn't ready
Cooking them hookups. You wasn't ready yet. Let's move on, man. I just had to because that was a train kept on going. You saying something, I'm saying you just told me something about the threat group, so I understand. And shout out to Elijah Cummings that did help someone, but he didn't help me.
Yeah.
But shout out, rest in peace, brother.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
But
So,
I think moreover, like when you recognize this in people, that's when you know to separate and put a boundary there. So I think that's the biggest point of that first topic.
Yeah,
is being able to recognize it and making some changes and stay away from folk and just know when people good for you and people ain't good for you. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's coworkers, and
that's a lesson I had to learn.
Yeah, you and me both.
Setting boundaries.
oh, this is a good topic right here. This one right here. Why do women get passes when they do wrong, such as call the police falsely
Oh God.
and then threaten men?
Oh God.
You know, that's 2 different questions.
Some
it's
men
like
do it too, but-
calling the police falsely, this to bring the man down or and send him through stuff.
That just sounds like
women.
that sounds like a toxic relationship.
All right, that's what you're going to put
Yeah,
on?
that
All right,
sounds
well,
toxic.
You go first then, since you want to say it got to be toxic.
It's got to be because if it gets to the point where you and your partner are doing things or something occurs, violence or what have you, and you got to call the law and go through all them changes, no, y'all know y'all don't need to be together. That's toxic. So I don't know. I don't know why women or men, because men do it too.
Yeah.
Should nobody get no pay? You call the police on me, we done.
Oh,
yeah.
First of all, I don't think they're great mediators for most of our issues. But at the same token, you get to a certain a certain age, and you're mature. You and your mate shouldn't be going through things that bring the law or bring somebody falsely accusing or calling the police.
okay.
That's my take on it.
What you think, Red?
I think they just think the female's not gonna lie.
Right.
You said they think the female's not going to lie?
The law.
The law.
The law, of course. The law.
Oh.
It's
We know better.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man, it's that's deep on many levels. But I'm looking at because I ain't never have experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
And it go back to like you say, it's toxic. So that means you dealing with an individual who really dealing with a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So, but when you look at it though, you gotta look at like when they call the police on, you gotta look at what's that's bringing. I'm a felon.
Right.
With a violent history. So when they come on scene, they already on edge. They already on edge because I'm black. They already on edge, you know what I'm saying, because I'm a felon. They already edge. Even if I'm hostile, or you know what I'm saying. So when a person call the police on somebody, that person can eventually like lose their life in that moment. You never know how things gonna go. If we can't mediate this, don't call the police on me. I ain't never had to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, but a woman or a man shouldn't get no pass.
Yeah.
Like you said, y'all should just, you know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't come to, we're adults, so we should be able to deal with our issues by communicating. That's what I had to learn too. Like, we're going to talk about communication. Like, communication is so important, especially out here, because a lot of things go wrong from miscommunication, and people don't know how to communicate. And so that's I think that's a lot of times stuff like that comes about because they don't know how to communicate, yelling. I'm going to call the police, then I'm person back locked up, or he might buck on the police. You know, anything can happen. Like, I don't think nobody should be calling the police on nobody. Period.
Not at all.
All right, I agree with the panel with that. I feel like if you call the law on me, we done it. because that's effectively you're calling the goons on me. Because again, they really and anything that we say, it doesn't include every single situation. But for the most part, the officers are not very good mediators, right? And if a female calls along and then she say, man, he on parole, that nigga might got a weapon in here, he threatened me, any of that, you gone. You'll fight it, revocation, whatever. But the point is, you'll be gone. So everything that's on the table as a female, and I'm dealing with you, and you call along me, so that tells me that you straight out are trying to get something done to me.
Right. Or
So
even if you're dealing with somebody who's not on paper.
Well, yeah, but the point is, the thing is the same. It's the same difference, right? When the law comes, somebody going. Period. Right. So I don't agree with that in the sense that nobody should get a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I feel like it is cool to call the law is when you are on paper and a situation happen, like a nigga breaking your car or something like that, and you see it, right? Now, I may or may not have something I don't supposed to have. I would go out there and smack somebody's head off, right? But the point is, you trying to preserve yourself. You trying to stay out of the way. So I might call 911. Look, man, somebody out there messing with my car, man. It's the address, this, that, third, right? Mm-hmm. And some people would disagree with that. They feel like that ain't appropriate, right? But guess what? I did 31 and some change, bro. I'm not going back to jail about no petty shit. Now, if you threaten me or my person, that's one thing. But property or a situation where me and the neighbors arguing and yo just doing too much, I'm going to the house and be like, man, look, let the law handle that, right? I ain't, cause you ain't got nothing to lose. Right. I got everything
to lose.
Right.
And on that note, real quick, if my car get broken in, I'm calling the police because I need that report. So when I file this for the insurance,
Hello.
I want to get my money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my car been broken in.
So
I got my keys, my car been stolen.
You understand the difference, right?
Yeah,
but as far as in a relationship or if I'm dealing with somebody, it's not going to be attacked. If I feel like Shorty is picking up a knife and trying to stab me or whatever the case is, I'm getting out of there. I'm bouncing. Be like, you know something, you tripping, yo, I'm gone. Yeah. But I ain't calling the police on her.
Nah. Right.
Because they going to carry her the same way they would carry a dude.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
But like,
that's sad.
Getting back on the topic.
Put their hands on no female.
Right.
Because I don't do it.
That's what I don't understand. If the female keep calling the police on the guy, y'all keep going to court, why the law don't do nothing to her?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's repeatedly. She don't show up for court.
Right.
Why?
And because quite often, us as females, we get looked at as victims. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's disrespectful because they look at us like we're uneducated. We don't know no better. We've been victims of a cycle of abuse.
Right.
And, they kind of really look down on females like that. In my opinion. So you calling the law is playing right into the systematic bull crap, in my opinion. Like okay. And it's really only designed to make the male the aggressor and to lay him down and make him an example. Right. It's crazy. But don't nobody get no pass.
And they don't do nothing.
They don't do nothing. Yeah. I was gonna say that too. It's like
over and over again.
The black man, we like
too many times.
Too many times. Yeah.
Too many.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's sad because it's like we a threat.
Yeah.
Especially when we are educated, we know who we are, we're a threat. Yeah. And they fear that. So that's why the woman word is always gonna be taken. Mm-hmm. And if she know it or not, but that's what I'm saying, because we're a threat. Yeah. We're a threat to
wasting tax dollars.
And wasting tax dollars.
Mom, what you think? Should they get a pass?
I don't condone domestic violence
at all.
I don't condone that. But women is so vicious out of their mouth to try to break a brother down. Mm-hmm. They can say some vicious stuff out of their mouth, and they threaten you like bodily harm, and they get past. I see why. Not saying why women getting harmed and they getting death upon them because they going at men like they men and aggressive. So I experienced it already by being home. I got pushed because I refused to buy a drink. What the hell?
Oh yeah, maybe you tell me that.
Yeah, got pushed and then I got prison. Boy, You don't know where I'm from. I'm from this part, this neighborhood, and I get you dealt with.
And if you just
Not you ain't even do your homework. You talking about you gonna get somebody dealt with? You dealing with somebody that is somebody I raised.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so you ain't even do your homework talking like that. And now I was like, women is threatening men, but they getting passes.
I think it's a false sense of security. I don't know why some women do that. Not all.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's a distinction. You got to make a distinction there because we talking about women. We talking about somebody that value, somebody that hold us. You know what I'm saying? We talking about. I can't try to find
immature females.
Immature females, right?
low self-esteem.
Right.
Yeah, low self-esteem, a lot of issues. You talking about a woman ain't going.
Traumatized.
Yeah, somebody who's really been trapped into a cycle of abuse. Yeah, that damn trauma girl.
So you saying
Traumatized.
all right? So you saying the women that we're speaking on is the women that's hanging in these areas that not well educated. That
no drive,
might not be the case. Is this that?
Well, yeah.
Don't
is
you
this
all agree?
somebody used to having authority and they lost their authority,
Or
but they
sense
got
of
somebody else.
entitlement.
Yeah, so it's not always the area you hang in or the bar or the restaurant.
Their family was a gangster.
Yeah.
So
They think,
and they go by the name, the title of their family,
they get the pass.
you know, stuff like that. All right,
They get supposed to get a pass.
Either way, they don't get no damn pass. Y'all better pray, supplicate, fast, do whatever you need to do, but don't call the law.
We're gonna touch.
Don't call the law dogs.
We're gonna touch this one, right? We just gonna briefly touch this one, but I don't know. Y'all might want to chime in. But why do people look down on you if you date out your race, or date outside your race? So
I think they secretly want to. I think they secretly want to. Don't want to admit it.
Everybody secretly want to
Not
date
everybody.
out.
Some.
Want to date out their race? That's what you say. They secretly want to do it, but they don't. Some.
Don't got the courage.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of different for me because I'm of mixed race. My mother's black, my father's white. So who do I date? I gotta find a mixed person.
No.
Whichever one.
What the hell everybody?
Are you mixed?
I don't know. But I think like certain races think maybe they are inferior or superior to other races, and they don't really necessarily want their kind to mix.
Yeah.
For one reason or another. Yeah, they could be racist, prejudiced, have some, like some Italians don't want their children to date nobody other than Italians or Greeks or what have you. I think the African American race is one of the most encompassing races where you can, of course, even as a light-skinned, high yellow black woman, because African Americans come in all shades, we are more accepting of other races, as having been the black sheep or, downtrodden. So I don't know. You love who you love. And, if you can find someone who you are compatible with, who have a certain belief system that is parallel to yours, you pray and ask Allah to put his blessing on it and go for it. So I don't know. But I'm your turn.
All right, so
immature.
I feel like black women especially, right? I love them. Black women especially look at you sideways if you were a white girl, right? Because they feel like, or they make you feel like you're selling out, or you ain't keeping it real with your people, or you ain't for the people, or you ain't down, you ain't a real brother, or whatever the case is, if you're dealing with a white girl, right? Or another nationality other than a black sister. But when you are dealing with the black sister, then there's a lot of drama that come along. Not all of them. Again, you can't say all of them, right? But it do be a lot of drama, a lot of, like our last topic, they call the law, they know you're on parole, they call the law on you, or because y'all ain't together no more, you're not going to bring my kid to see me while I'm locked up, or just, it's just a whole gang of drama. My brother was in med school. He was dealing with a black sister, right, up in Philly. and she was just doing the most. Like, yo had some type of exam and he had to study for it. And she wanted to go out this weekend. It wasn't even nothing serious. It was just like she wanted to go out, and because he couldn't take her out, it was like they were engaged too. It was just a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And my mother was not feeling that at all, right? And it's just, it kind of taught me something like, you have potentially a dude that's ready to do like skyscraper tall, like he ready to do the most, and you just want to go out tonight. Like, what is more important for this guy to be successful and to fulfill his dreams, or for y'all to go out and have some drinks tonight? You know what I'm saying? And I was just making that example. That was one example of it, but don't make me feel like I'm not keeping it real, because when I've dealt with all these sisters, I've had all these crazy issues. But guess what? These white girls support they nigga. They cooking for them, even though some of them can't cook. But they, you know what I mean? Like, really, like they trying to please brother or whatever, and they ain't even feeling no kind of way because you're a different race. They just loving on you, right? And the sister's gonna hate on you because you with somebody. That's foolishness.
Solo.
That's foolishness.
I wasn't gonna say nothing on this topic because I ain't never seen on the topic. But when we give the sister the connotation of like they always got a lot of drama, like that got to be unpacked. Why the sisters got so much drama? Like, why do they outside of race? So it's like, in order to understand something, or when you peel on Lance back, you gotta get to the origin of it. It's like, there's no healing in our culture or in our community. So the reason why this is my perspective, the reason why a lot of sisters and men come with a lot of drama because they don't have no healing. Like, their mothers, grew up a certain way and passed trauma, like you said earlier, trauma from trauma to trauma.
No support.
So, exactly. So
No support.
ain't no gene, ain't not being passed down in that bloodline, no values, no nothing. And that all been taken away from us, stripped from us. And because really, when we look at it, who gave us our values? Who, like, you know what I'm saying, what values that we uphold then? Who gave us that value? Who to say this is wrong and that is right? We just taking on something and running with it. So a lot of times, like, since they always got a lot of trouble, a lot of drama. Why? Let's understand why. Like then you look at the upbringing. Well, the mother in there, her mother in there. So
Right.
It's like, before I say all I say is, or women in general, just a lot toxic. That's why men they outside the race, or women for that matter, because the women, the black women can say, oh, niggas ain't nothing, they this, they cheat, they dirty, they steal, all that. But when you unpack it, we haven't been through a healing process. So we taking our drama and bringing our drama and trying, or the example you gave, you might have a guy that's on the up and up, trying to get his stuff together, but his other half, she really ain't do no work on herself. You know what I'm saying? So she bringing that drama because she ain't do no work on herself. So when I think it all boiled down to, for individuals, we got to do our work in healing ourselves and each other. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, cause I ain't gonna say I hate, but it's distasteful when people say, oh, I'm dating outside my race because the sister ain't nothing. They always got a lot of drama. Like, that's a cop out to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, if that's like if you understand that it is drama, then you gotta understand that she needs some work, she needs some healing, or he needs some healing. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Or you choosing the wrong.
Or you choosing the wrong one.
Oh, have you dated out your race?
Not since I've been home.
Yeah.
In my childhood, you know what I'm saying? But I haven't.
All right, so you can't.
I really can't. Yeah, so saying, but I'm unpacking. What I wanted to unpack is like that connotation that they give black women, like all on drama and all that stuff. But that drama came from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, both races make you feel uncomfortable. If you dating outside,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
both races
Absolutely.
make you feel uncomfortable. Say if I was dating a white girl, the white man like, what is you doing with this nigga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and then the sister be like, oh
What the hell?
yeah, you with that snow bunny? Oh, and then it's so many different things that go through their mind when you with snow. She must got money.
Yeah.
She must got money. She must be taking care of them. She must be taking it through the back door. This was they be like, the sisters don't like that. So you like with a white girl.
Hey, Patty. It's not Tuesday.
This is the stereotypes they go with. Dating outside your race.
That is a true stereotype.
One time I was in the car.
The white girls.
Yeah, I was in a car with a white girl, and the police came straight up. Oh, are you okay? Oh, you okay? Is he hurt? Is he harming you?
Mm-hmm.
But look where that come from. Then we look at history over here and where we come from slavery. You know what I'm saying? So when back in the 50s and 60s, when interracial couples, they went through hell.
Yeah.
They went through hell.
Yeah, and true story, my great-grandmother, Annabelle Moore, was married to James Moore. James Moore was lighter than you, even though he was of a mixed race. My great-grandmother, was as dark as Drea here. They couldn't walk down the street together.
Yeah.
And that really drove my great-grandmother eventually to finding a dark-skinned black man.
Yeah.
And that was really, James was really the love of her life. They had 12 children, and she wound up going on 12.
Yeah, back then they popped them out.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah. Rolling
And
Stone.
wow, yeah, she was raised on Eagle Street down in South Baltimore, by Carroll Park. And but they went through so much
They go through hell
because they could not be together.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that love, they love. I'm going to cut you off. Love that when I see that, I see love conquers all.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? True love conquers all because
Definitely.
especially when you look at your grandparents, they interracial, I know they went through hell, but they love for each other.
Yeah, they couldn't even walk down the street and hold hands, and they wound up having all these children, and and then so as my great grandmother displayed strengths and what people call the attitude or that black woman syndrome, it was fueled by the pressures of the day and what people put them through. And just having to conform to society like that, it really created another cycle of trauma.
Exactly.
And
that's been passed on, which is why today we got women that really don't know themselves.
Yeah.
Hence, we not healed. So you're going to deal with there's a lot of unpacking to do.
Yeah.
That's why I recommend therapy.
All right. Well, this was we touched this last topic from what I had. I was asking, is it harder to be a mixed race or a solid race?
What you mean?
Solid, I think.
Is it harder to be her mixed up, or is it you got straight up nigga in you?
It's hard to be both.
Yeah, I
so-
think it's both sides. I think I know for myself being mixed, when I'm around when I've been around certain groups and classes and races of people, of course, some white people want you to be like, hey, they want you to be white.
Right.
And then some black people want you to be black. But then you sometimes have to prove yourself to different races. I have personally always been hated on by dark-skinned women until I bring my sister or my cousin. They be like, oh, oh, yeah, right from down the street. So, but it goes both ways.
See, so that means it's harder for a mix.
Yeah.
You hear what she's saying?
We already
Instead of we just got to deal with the stigma of us, our skin color.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
So-
hard.
All right, I said it. I said what's harder.
But
No. All right, she gave you a scenario.
And the reason why I said both, because in both is identity crisis.
Yeah.
We both suffer from identity crisis.
Yeah, you just have to stand on who you are and just be who you are.
And you can't really be who you are when
Yeah.
you're trying to fit in this group, you're trying to fit in this
Exactly.
group. And for black people, we got identity crisis because we don't know who the fuck we are.
Right.
Excuse my language. I don't know if we cuss on here. We don't know who the fuck we are, and we trying to be black, but that ain't working. We trying to be, you know what I'm saying? We don't know who we are, so we go through this identity crisis. That's why we do certain things, and a lot of things come about because we don't know who we are, and we don't have the know-how to be our true selves. Because we thinking our true self ain't gonna be accepted.
And that's crazy because
What about the business? What about the business field? Don't you got to be talking all proper when you hood?
Well, you're supposed to have professional etiquette, but your tone still comes across. I can explain myself and say, hey, this is Maisha. All right, I'll see you when you get here.
Mm-hmm.
They can immediately get there and go to the brown skin girl. How you doing, Maisha? And she's like, no, I'm LaShawn.
Black and educated.
Maisha's over there. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? So I get that reaction
So what you
quite
say?
often, Drea.
I say black and educated. You gotta.
You just gotta be black and educated.
Yeah, I mean, pretty
Versatile.
much. Yeah. Oh, dang, he took it right out of my mouth.
Versatile.
Oh, but all right, you just saying black and educated. Don't you gotta bring the hood out sometimes when
Yes,
them
I
people
do.
ain't doing their job or
Black.
correctly or what?
Blue collar, nigga.
Yeah.
Why I'm horse again.
Yeah.
I just
Right.
wrote somebody up and they took me out my character
Yeah.
when I could talk earlier.
We got to
Made
get
me
her some
upset
ginger
again.
tea.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
All
seem
right,
to
so
be
let's-
good.
yeah.
I feel like
Took me right back out my character, okay?
personally, right, I catch it from both sides because I'm clearly not white, but I clearly got some cut on. So some people, black people, right, they may feel some kind of way. I mean, I personally haven't experienced it myself because the people I interact with know my character. So if we pass that,
Right.
but white people will be like, you know, man, he's still a nigga. Basically, that's how they carry it. You know what I'm saying? They don't treat me any different than they would a dark skinned person
Yeah.
until we start dealing with each other, and then they see the character in the individual, and that's what shines through, right? But I could argue that I get venom from both sides
Yeah.
because I ain't black enough and I ain't white enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the one thing I will say this, as far as being in the penal system, I'm clearly a nigga. Because them crackers in Hagerstown and in Cumberland, make no mistake, they don't see no shades, no percentage of me as being like them.
Right.
I'm
Right.
clearly a nigga, right? And then if
You
they
can't say
do,
cracker. You can't say crackers.
listen, if they do, look, check this out.
Asian people.
If they do
You gonna
see
give
a
me a strike.
percentage of it, then they still hate on me because they be like, man, some white B
Right.
that
Right.
slept with a nigga
Right.
and had this atrocity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't win on no level.
Right.
But that's where the character of the man comes in at.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you can judge a book by the cover all you want to, dog. But when you start dealing with me, man, I'm more man than your brother, than your
Right.
blood brother. And no matter what color he is, right? So if you don't fuck with me, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of that we deal with from both ends is been projected on us, especially through the 50s, 60s, like that. The colorism. It's like colorism in our culture.
Yeah.
The paper bag test and got to go through that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't pretty enough or ain't, you know what I mean? So a lot of things has been projected on us and we just took it on and made like we just took it on like we accepted it like this. It was the norm to be, you know what I'm saying? To hate the color of our skin. You know what I'm saying? To hate ourselves. So that I believe that self-hatred has been embedded in us.
Yeah.
To look at
Absolutely.
each other and say, oh, I hate him. But when you look within a person, that's when you get to know a
Yeah.
person. It ain't about the color of your skin, it's about who you are. And that's why I say I'm always go back to this. Like when we talking about a lot of things has been put on us that we accepted and it deteriorated us. It changed us or it you know what I'm saying it stifling us because we don't really get to deal with each other on a human or you know what I'm saying
Yeah.
way. Like we looking at she light skin, she this and that.
Right.
Or she dark skin and she you know what I'm saying? So
Right. As soon as you see a light skinned female,
Yeah.
you think we bougie and uptight and this,
you
that,
see a
and
dark
the
skin female, she ratchet
third.
and
Right. When it can
And
be
we-
the complete opposite.
Right, and we run with that, and we perpetuate that stigma every generation, and it get worse and worse and worse.
I thank y'all for coming to the Instagram, but go to the Petty Ass Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe and like. We come on every Thursday at 7 p.m. on This is Goon Talk. You know, I thank y'all for joining us, and we had good topics today. So you can rewind it. Go to the Petty Ass Podcast and subscribe and like and see what you missed. I've seen a lot of y'all come on my Instagram late. All right.
Yeah.
So, what's y'all topics? Get to
So
your
let me say one thing right before we move on from this last topic, right? All right, so I deal with I mentor the youth, right? I deal with youth and I mentor at-risk youth, and I have a lot of certifications, right? I got another one last night, ACE certification.
Okay.
And I'll explain what that is later.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll explain what that is later. Okay, so basically, we deal with something called epigenetics.
Epigenetics.
What
Okay, let's go.
Epigenetics is you can be dealing with something, or you can have trauma from something that your past generations or your grandparents or your great grandparents dealt with. For
Epigenetics.
instance, slavery or alcoholism or drugism or abuse, like physical abuse. Any of those things, those traumas that has happened down the line of your family, grandfather, great grandfather, it can pass through the genes to you.
Absolutely.
Some of these things are what we are going through, we and our children and our grandchildren, when you get to my age, right? And this explains the reason why we don't have self-love, why we have so much self-hate and in question of ourselves, and be accepting of less than. You know what I'm saying? We accept some of the craziest stuff in the world. Like, why would you accept these things for yourself? And it's because you don't understand why you're going through this trauma. And the trauma comes through your genes. It's called epigenetics. It's a whole study. And that could be like a whole nother topic. But I just wanted to briefly say that.
Yeah.
Right? And apparently you down with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
But and that's some serious stuff, man. It really is. Like, it really is. But let's move on to the next topic, because that's gonna be like a whole
That's a broadcast by itself.
Yeah. Epigenetics. That hits home too. But read the first one.
Okay, so why do people conform to those around them? Why do we act like those people around us instead of being ourselves? Like, dare to be different. Like, why do we conform to, if we're on the block, we know damn well we got a good ass job, we live in the county, but we just came around the way to hang out with our boys. Why are we conforming and acting like these jokers when technically we have evolved from being like them? Who wants to start that?
I'll start.
Come on.
Because of the adrenaline.
Okay.
Adrenaline. That's like the adrenaline when you get money and you just got to keep it coming. It ain't going to last long. It's going to be at your demise sooner or later. But it's the adrenaline.
Yeah.
And it's the you still going back into a dangerous zone that you know you ain't supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go around there for 5 minutes and spin the bin.
Right.
Only spin the bin for 2 minutes and you're gone.
Right.
Everything you got. No, you spin the bin, then you got somebody had a ratchet and they threw it, and then you got that charge.
Right.
So I just say the adrenaline. I leave it brief like that.
What you think?
Same thing. I say in the moment. In the moment.
I think it all depends on the crowd you're around. Because if you are in a crowd that propels you to be better, learn more, like really move, that conforming to that crowd could be a benefit to you. Especially if you are in, let's say, in a college setting, and you with all the quote unquote what we call them nerds, and you're conforming to them, and you're developing study habits, and you're being disciplined, and you're actually taking the extra mile to do extra things. It could work out. So it all depends, I think, on who your crowd or who the them is in this scenario. So, but of course, if you're around negative people, they're gonna pull you down. And for those who conform to negativity and go downward, I feel like that's a self-esteem issue, and they really need to learn who they are. Some people don't like who they are. Some people don't even know who they are. It might take some time, some therapy, some understanding of the epigenetics, because that's deep right there.
Biology.
And I think for lack of education, they don't teach these things in school. They are absent from the curriculum for a reason, because they don't want us to learn ourselves. They don't want us to really self-discover and start to understand why we feel the way we feel, why we conform to peer pressure. So changing your environment would actually be indicative of you being a strong individual, knowing yourself, and being a leader for real. Because followers conform, to be honest with you, and conformity is a weakness.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I really think, Sir Darryl.
HB.
Old head told me one time. He said, "Man, if you're the smartest dude in your circle, you need a whole new circle of friends." So what I took from that was like, if I'm gonna keep surrounding myself with people who ain't got no vision, who ain't got no ambition, who ain't got no goals, then I'm limiting myself and my potential. So I always like, you know what? I'm gonna be my own. I'm gonna be my own man. But in being my own man, I'm going to be in a company of guys. That's men. Showing me how. Showing me how to be man, stuff like that. Because you gonna always need that counsel. You gonna always need that wisdom. If you like, if you want to be, if you want to be a millionaire, but everybody you hang around is you know what I'm saying, don't have no hopes and no dreams, and they just you know what I'm saying, hustling on the block. It's like, I ain't gonna be no millionaire following. Company. I ain't gonna say follow, being in a circle. So I'm gonna step outside of that. But people want to be something that they're not because that's what they see in a reality. So when you look at entertainment and you're looking at all that, there's so much influence out there, and they want to be that because that's what's being projected to them through everything, through their environment is being projected on. So they think is, oh, I got to be. That's what I want to be. This what I got to do to fit in.
Yeah.
And like you said, we don't have no knowledge of self, so we fall in that trap.
And sometimes it takes a minute to learn yourself.
It's lifetime process.
Yeah, because you're certainly not going to learn it in your early years. And most of the time, it takes a dramatic experience with a negative thing or something that really
hit home.
Hits home for you. So, big ups on all of us that's trying to really learn ourselves and know ourselves, stand on our square, and really be who we are. Sometimes it's really hard to be the better person, the bigger person, or the one that's doing the right things and not conforming. Because, it can be difficult.
Okay, so
like Tim said, Tim said, what's up, Howard, baby?
What's up, big bro? How you feeling?
Shout the lot. Okay, so I come from a large family, and I was the youngest of 7, right? And I noticed that I would try to follow after my brothers, my older brothers, right? In order for me to be with them, I had to play sports on their level. I had to be into the things that they were into, right? So I became comfortable with being a follower, right?
Okay.
It wasn't until I came to jail and decided that, man, listen, man, I'm gonna do things differently. Like, I like NASCAR, for example. I like all kinds of music, right? My boys from the hood look at me like, yo, you listen to country, yo? I'm like, yeah, I like that song right there. But the point that I'm making is that I was man enough to be myself at this point. And I don't care what you think about me. You're going to respect me because you know how I get down. But the point was, I was man enough now to be myself, right? And this is a lesson that we try to teach the youth when I'm mentoring these youth, that John Hopkins has this program. They run a program that I'm a part of. And what they do, they come and they put cameras, video cameras in these kids' hands. And we take them fishing or we take them hiking. Things that kids from the hood don't normally do.
Horseback ride. I love that.
Yeah, and they see things that's like, man, I never knew that I was into this. How many of their friends are into this? Their friends is riding dirt bikes up and down the street or snatching pocketbooks or selling drugs or whatever the case is, you know what I mean?
I think the world.
And I don't want to say that all young kids are doing illegal things. And that's not what I'm trying to say. But my point is, I'm trying to teach them to be man enough to be who you are. Like what you like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And stand on that.
It takes
stand on that. And it took me some years.
Yeah.
It did. It took me some years, and I was locked up when I finally decided that, man, I don't care what y'all clowns think, man. I like this, and that's what it is.
And that's crazy.
Right?
I've always been a renegade.
Yeah, but how many of us have the courage to do what you want to do?
Yeah.
Because it's this human nature. It's animal nature to want to be a part of a pack. That's just what is in us. To want to be accepted by our friends and to want to be around our friends. and want the acceptance of our friends. So we do sometimes things that we don't want to do just to be a part of the crowd. And that's how a lot of us caught these bits.
Yeah, you get caught up. Get caught up in the drug game, whatever. Get caught up there.
Just be man enough. If you man enough to do some dumb shit, or you man enough to say, man, I'm part of this right here, and you stand on that, be man enough to stand on doing what you want to do because you like it, and you don't care who doesn't like it.
Right? Yeah. I think that's the theme of the night.
Yeah.
Knowledge yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Knowledge yourself.
Knowledge yourself.
Okay, so bounce on that topic. That was a good topic here, right? Okay, you want? Oh, I'm sorry. This one.
Oh, she okay?
Okay. Mike, did you want to read the next one?
So why do people always think things are sweeter somewhere else, whether it be relationships or you think the grass is green on the other side?
Oh my!
I don't know.
You got to start this one.
Yeah.
You got to start this one, Dre.
Why you think?
Somebody else, so let me think for a second.
Okay.
Let me think whenever.
I started because say it one more time.
Why do some people think that the grass is greener or sweeter on the other side, whether it be in relationships or workships or?
I'm gonna touch on relationships. I believe that's a cop out.
Yeah.
You like because when you go and think it's green on the other side, you kind of find out it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, now that's good.
Or worse.
Or worse.
Yeah.
Or worse. But in that process, if that person is strong where you weak, and they weak where you strong, and y'all come to odds, don't jump shit or don't jump the fence and things gonna be greener. Work that out.
Yeah.
Put everything on the table. Communicate.
Yeah.
Be vulnerable, because that's going to blossom into something beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we had jumped shit thinking it's green. Like, man, I could have stayed where I was at. I'm dealing with this. Then you'll not only stay where I was at, then you'll realize that was your person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you might get something out here like, hold up, I'm about to get on hands and knees and go back because I thought it was good. I thought it was good out here, and it's not, because a lot of like I always say, a lot of men and a lot of women is not doing their work on themselves to be honest, to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I have learned since I've been out here, how to do these things, how to be these things, because it's easy to jump ship. It's easy to jump ship when y'all come at odds, but when y'all go at odds, it's like steel sharp steel. But it's a process in sharpening steel. You just can't take two steels and bang it up. It's gonna be sharpened. No, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, put it through the fire. You gotta sterilize it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put it in. You gotta sharpen it up. So y'all gotta go through that process. I think when two couples from a relationship perspective go through that process of learning each other and understanding each other, man, you be a dynamic duo in that aspect. Because relationship ain't everything ain't gonna be peaches and cream. But when we come to odds, as long as we can sit down, talk about it. Well, I ain't like this. Well, I ain't like this. Well, how we gonna fix it? How we gonna approach that? That's what I'm learning. And what I've been applying, when me and my lady been applying that, it's been beautiful.
You sound like you know how to compromise. You know how to
compromise, communicate.
Yeah. All right. What about people
collaborate?
that don't know how to communicate?
They need to grow.
And it's time to jump shit. I can't communicate with you. You want to keep on running your mouth.
Then what do you get the next one? And then the next one. You know what I'm saying?
I think even if you get to that point where you are contemplating, considering the other side being greener, I think that's the time where you really need to contemplate being alone, being single.
That's true.
I think we fear being single sometimes.
I know,
as if being single means being lonely. No, it means self-discovery time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just really understand that I don't want to tolerate no bullshit. So for those who think or have the myth that it's greener on the other side, no, you need to self-develop. You need to be by yourself because it's not greener on the other side.
All right, so
and maybe we have.
You talking about you
and that's in a
be by
relationship
yourself and single. So how can you break it out? How can you break it off and be single if you giving up?
Well.
You say,
she mean if
what she mean?
If it's not working, it's not working.
Exactly.
And sometimes that's the point you get to. And it's okay to be by yourself.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
When you're ready, try it again.
Even like when I think about like even on a job and you feeling as though like you want to move on, sometimes that's really showing you
Try it again.
that you are better as your own boss. and then you might need to learn and contemplate learning your own how to run your own business.
Yeah.
And then even in learning that, you'll start to understand how difficult it is in certain areas, and it might make you fall back. So I don't know. Looking at things like the grass is greener on the other side, you really got to give it a lot more thought.
So if someone is not on the same level as you, that see your grind and see you keep on going, you need to, instead of trying to teach them, you need to jump ship.
Well, no, I'm not going to say necessarily jump ship, but for those who are in a relationship, whether they, obviously you're unhappy if you think about the grass being greener on the other side. That's saying that you might want to leave your partner that you have for another partner because you think it's going to be better somewhere else. If that is the scenario, then I would suggest the person be single for a while because that's not healthy.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
D-Rap?
Oh, I go.
Well,
Go ahead.
Single is not the answer.
Okay.
You know why single is not the answer?
Why?
Because single is going to make you have multiple partners.
But sometimes you have to go
No,
through
I'm
64
not
crayons
sure.
in order to find your favorite color.
What? You got to go through 64
I mean,
crayons?
sometimes it's a bigger pack than that. Sometimes it's 108, or you can go down to 16, or you can go down to 8. I don't know. Or 4 primary colors. So yeah, 4, 8, 16, 32. Come on, get them. 64.
Well,
That's all you want to say?
No, what we need to do
I'm
is
getting
learn
ready to
how.
straighten that.
All men needs to
I'm gonna
know how to
straighten this.
communicate.
wait a minute, yellow.
All right. All men
I'm
need
so-
to be.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm single right now. I'm happy. I'm content. I don't have multiple partners. I was celibate for a long time, but I'm content because I've been in long-term relationships for years, 12 years, 8 years, 4 years. I am fine. Right now, I'm working on my career, so let me do that. Okay. So it's times you want to be with somebody, but then when I get them, oh my God.
It's a lot.
Sometimes I guess I want to be back by myself.
It's a lot.
Let me complete what my mission is right now for the moment, okay? But I'm not unhappy. You got some women that they sad because they want to be had so bad. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to be in a relationship to be happy all the time. Now, eventually, I ain't saying be by yourself all the time.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying.
Right. Get a little
Okay.
companionship.
But that don't mean
Okay.
you got multiple partners.
Right.
That's not true
Right.
all the time.
And I want to piggyback on that. For
Learn
the-
yourself. Learn yourself.
That's
Exactly. And I think for men,
And
we
you
see
grow.
that.
And you grow.
We try to see that being single. Oh, I'm out here in the streets. That's you're not learning it. Like, I don't want to go too deep on this, but it's like, all
I'll tell
right,
you.
it's like I pride myself only being with a less than handful of women since I've been home. I pride myself on that because
That's something to be proud about.
it's discipline. Because
Yeah.
when you
It
understand,
is.
when you're in a relationship, you understand when y'all having intercourse or y'all being intimate, there's a transferring energy. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard
Epigenetics. It's transferring energy. You know what I'm saying? The baggage that you got, that you didn't deal with, the issues that you've been harboring or not dealing with, the issues you be dealing with, or the past partners you had, the past partners she had. We get that. Yeah, and I'm gonna share this with y'all. It's scientifically proven. Every time a woman been with a man, that man, his soul or his scene, whatever, leave an impression on their soul. So it which carries along with them for like 7 to 10 years. And when you're not doing your spiritual work, you're not growing, you're not meditating, you're not cleansing yourself to get that energy up off of you. You hold that in your aura, and we transfer that. So I'm a big component on not coming out here and having multiple partners because one, I need to know who I am as a man out here, and in order to do that, I can't be going all around because every time we are spiritual people, so every time we release our release ourselves,
Yeah.
that's life force that
Yeah.
we're releasing,
Yeah.
and that life force take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And when you take that time to be celibate, as I think for men is more powerful, but you can't do it for a long time because you hurt yourself.
Man, I've been
it's
celibate for 21 years.
Me
21
too.
and a half years. All right. We want the demon. Go ahead, Yellow. We want the demon to come out.
Oh, no.
Tell me the demon.
Listen, I ain't gonna necessarily co-sign that. My point is, okay, I feel like people think that the grass is always greener because of greed. One word, greed.
Yeah, true.
Right? You can have a person that takes care of everything you need for them to take care of. And speaking from a man perspective, because I can only speak from a man, I'm a man, right? We always still see something nice and be like, man, goddamn, I love this man short. Let me go holler short. You know what I'm saying? And try to go over there and get another situation started. It's greed, bro.
It is.
It's greed.
Like
it's
discipline.
not necessarily, listen, if you are in a relationship that's not working, you're not getting everything that you need, you're going to get out of it. Unless kids are involved, and then you might drag your feet and be like, man, I'm in it for the kids.
What do you mean? How
you gonna get out of that? Finish your breakfast. Be like, look, this shit ain't working, so you know, man, I gotta move on, man. You know, I mean, you can choose however you need to say it, because I have done it since I've been home, and it's been tough because it's been feelings involved, right?
You heard with him. He said you gotta build it up. Everything is gonna be hunky green.
I'm giving you my experience, my life experiences. I'm the oldest one here.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
You know, look at
I don't look it, but I am absolutely the oldest one here. Right?
Yeah.
But honestly, it's greed.
Yeah.
It's greed.
Yeah.
People always want more. They have everything that they're looking for, or everything that they need, or everything that they think they want. And then they still will see something else on the side and be like, boy, that's a nice little dessert right there, boy. You know?
Yeah.
And it's greed. That's what it boils down to, right? If you're not getting satisfied in the situation you're in, finish it and move on, right? Don't try to add extra shit on your plate. You went to the smorgasbord, you got macaroni and cheese, you got fried chicken, you got greens, you got this, you got that. You ain't got no more room on your plate, bro. Finish what you're doing and then move on to the next.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And you save everybody's feelings and you come out unscathed in the sense that you'll be clean. Your spirit will be clean, your heart will be clean, and your feelings will be clean. Like,
I can get back
you
together.
can't be, we may have had feelings for each other, and that was probably emotion because we were sleeping with each other. But technically, we both know that was not working.
Because I one more thing when you finish.
You know what I'm saying? We both know that wasn't working. Because if it was working, then I would be cool. And I'd be like, that's wifey right there. I am good. Right?
Go ahead.
So, no, Trey,
I just wanted to say, I'm not in multiple relationships, but I'm not ready to settle down. Okay? Now, don't nobody take that personal. I can say,
yeah, I mean, a person can be like, look, this is the season of me.
I'm honest.
This is the season of me, right? I want to
I've been there.
complete my personal task that I have set in front of me.
Right.
I want to get
I'm
to
on a
6
mission.
5. Yeah, I might
a
want
mission.
to get to this level at my job.
That's
I might want to lose 5 pounds. I might want to change my diet. I might want to get back into my spiritual. It's things that a person needs to do for themselves
First.
in order for them to be a good catch for somebody else.
Extremely busy.
Yeah.
Breaker 19. Breaker 19. I thank y'all for joining this panel, man. We're gonna promote everything that we need to promote. We had this last topic was deep. Everybody was going in talking about, man. Y'all was burning up.
Look, we ain't say too much in this last topic.
Say too much on that one.
This ain't Tuesday, but this nigga petty all.
I could have been petty, but look, man. We gonna thank everybody that's gonna watch this. That supports.
Thank all our viewers.
That's gonna join the Goons Talk on Thursdays, and Home City movie is coming up. We still casting. It's a process. It's a strenuous process.
I ain't getting audition.
Yeah, and we want to thank our engineer, his petty tail. Shout out to LB.
What's up, Albie?
Shout out to Reggie Curl.
Where is he?
I don't know where he at, but
Well,
shout out
hey,
to him anyway.
we praying
I'm
for
not hating on nobody. Shout out on do what you do, son. And we gonna keep it moving. That's what we're gonna do all the time, every day, always. And You want to promote anything? Because we got the mentor program. Shout out to Hollywood.
Yeah.
We got the mentor program that's going on.
Stop making it.
What's the name? Yeah, do you forget?
What? Of
Hollywood.
Uncommon dialogue.
Yeah,
Uncommon dialogue. There you look. She is on point. Uncommon dialogue
Yeah.
for our man Hollywood. We
On
be doing
Tuesdays, he hold on
that.
Tuesdays.
Yes, on Tuesdays.
I gotta start making that.
YMCA
real
on the
nice.
weekend.
I gotta start
It's
making
real
that.
nice.
Yeah.
It was a big gathering this past Tuesday. It was
Yeah, I
it
couldn't
was
make
like
it this
yes.
Tuesday,
yeah.
man.
It
Shout
was-
out to Hollywood.
it was
I
out
couldn't
of
make it
this
Tuesday
world.
player, but
I need
I was there in spirit.
Shout out to Ronnie. Shout out to everybody that supports the podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Home
Who
City
else?
Sports,
yes.
female edition and male edition. They sponsor this. Shout out to Home City Sports. We appreciate y'all love, man.
Yes.
To the fans and the panel.
Right. Okay. Personally, I'd like to give a shout out to to our panel for being here
Yeah.
tonight. Thank y'all.
What's up, China?
Yeah, this was a decent.
Yes.
We had some good
Good
topics,
job,
man. It was,
Mhm.
I think we really built tonight. Shout out to those that normally on here, Hollywood, Big Wink,
Yeah.
Lil Clyde, and shout
I
out to
know,
my
I miss
man,
Clyde.
Lil Bless E. I see you, boy. Shout out to my daughter and everybody that loves me, and I'll pass the mic on that.
Yeah.
Anything you
I want to shout out Heavenly Touch Aroma Center, guys. I still have body oils. Listen,
What else?
catch me on. I have body oils, specialty soaps, and houseplants. I actually am a horticulturist, guys. I specialize
I got
in
my
the
great
pothos,
Yeah.
the Sansevieria, and the Diefenbach. Ooh. Catch me on Instagram, Heavenly Touch Aroma Center.
Houseplants.
Yes, houseplants. And yep, I'd like to give a shout out to China Doll. Thank you for the new additions to my line. I love you, baby.
Give me my book back.
Yes, it's okay. Give him his book back though.
Go get him, Dre.
Yes, Drea.
Oh, shit. Shout out to the fans, the panel, and Home City.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough.
Definitely a shout out to the panel. Shout out to Petty Podcast. Always shout out to Lump, what he doing. I mean, proud of you, bro. I mean, it's always an honor to be on here. Till next time, I'll see y'all again.
Yeah, shout out to Howard Bay, man. This was my structure inside the prison system. He was the head of the mentor program that I joined on. You know, like we had conflict of resolution and all this. He came up with the curriculum, where it would help me deal with the youth. Cause he gonna put the curriculum. This is what I need y'all to do. This how you speak to him. Love. You can't be too aggressive.
Right.
You know, sit down. Oh, we ain't trying to hear that. But yeah, younger than me, but more mature and intelligent. Intelligent young man. Sharp. Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, one more I forgot. Shout out to the Manor Restaurant, 924 North Charles Street. Come give them a shot.
Break up 19. Break up 19.
I'm a cook down there. Come down there. I'll hook you up.